Hello everyone, welcome to a Stamping to Share video. My name is Kate Kalthoff and today I'm going to share with you a card that I've made for my downline. I've got some downline members that are so excited and enthusiastic that they have already met their quarterly minimums and we're not even 15 days into the new quarter. And so I've created a darling card that I can't wait to get in the mail for them. And I just want to show you what this looks like. This is using a stamp set called You're Amazing for the inside piece, and on the outside piece you've probably not seen that unless you were at convention, but it's a stamp set that features the theme of our convention called I Am. And it has some really neat things, but I think the thing that I like the most is this one. There's so many great phrases. One of a kind, strong and confident, giving, filled with dreams and determination, creative, destined to succeed, and oh so fabulous. So that pretty much sums up my downline. And so I'm going to share with you how I created this. And the reason I wanted to do this is some of my downline didn't get to convention. And so when you pull this envelope out of the top section of the card, you will see that I've gone ahead and stamped some of these images that I'm going to give to them. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did this. And the first thing that you need is a card that is standard size. And it's basically 5.5 by 8.5, and you just fold it in half, and you get a card that looks like this. I use a bone folder to score it, and I'm actually going to really score it because I want this card to be able to stand up like this without gradually going like that. You've all seen that, and so that really kind of depends on how aggressive you are with your scoring to make that nice crisp edge to give your card the ability to stand nicely. Then the next thing that I used was this designer paper. I think it's called Candlelight Christmas, and I think it's beautiful, and I just thought it would work so well with this card, and it's actually on special this month. Well, I guess the paper itself is not on special, but it's part of one of our specials at Stampin' Up. So the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little glue around here, and we're just going to glue this on to the front of the card, just like that. Then and you see that I've already cut this out with the labels framelit. I used the third one up from the middle to make this size frame in my designer series paper. And now the next thing I'm going to do is wrap my ribbon. And I've got two kinds of ribbon that I'm going to be wrapping. One is our Victoria lace. And the main thing with this is I want it nice and secure. So I'm just going to take a little Scotch tape. I'm just going to put that on right there. And I'm just trying to aim for the center here. And I'm going to bring it around like so. Trim it off where I need it. And then I'm just going to take a little more Scotch tape to secure that because we want it nice and tight. We don't want this, because this is actually what's going to hold our envelope in place in the inside part of the card. So we want that ribbon to be nice and tight. Then the next thing we're going to do is take some 1/4 inch early espresso grosgrain ribbon. Do you know that when I was a customer, I used to call it gross grain? And my lovely upline, who was my demonstrator at the time, never corrected me until I heard her say something to one of her customers about grosgrain ribbon. And I thought, wow, what's grosgrain ribbon? I've never heard of that. And here I'd been ordering it all along, and I just was kind of clueless. But, you know, what can I say? So here we go. We're going to take this now and tape this into place. And we have the look, well, I should say I have the look I've wanted to achieve with this. Not too pretty yet, but you know, sometimes when you look deeper, things always aren't. We are going to next take the one-of-a-kind, strong and confident panel, which I've also cut out with a framelit. And I use the one that's the second up from the middle. And on this, we are going to use some dimensionals. And this is the only place that has dimensionals on our card. So I'm going to just put 4 of them right here. And then we'll scoot off these little peelers. And then we're just going to put that right over our card like so. That looks pretty good. And then I've already gone ahead and I've tied a ribbon with the lace, and I'm just going to put that on with a mini glue dot. I actually have all my supplies right next to me today. You should be so proud of me. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just put a glue dot onto this lace, and then we're just going to set that right there in the corner. And the front of our card is done, and I think it's just so cute. So now we'll work on the inside of our card. And the inside of our card is going to take a paper panel that looks like this, and we are going to take a little snail and just adhere that to the inside of our card. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I've already decorated that one side. And then Stampin' Up! Sells these envelopes. I think they come in packs of 20, and they come with note cards. They're the small note card envelopes. And I just took one of those envelopes, decorated it with a little bit of designer paper, and that's actually just going to slip in up here. But before I do that, I want to add a little bit more decoration up here. So I'm going to take this, another one of these really nice labels, and I think the best way to do this is, because I'm adhering it to ribbon, is I'm just going to put glue dots right through the middle. Now hopefully I've put it right through the middle enough that it'll catch just on the ribbon. So that gets pressed down right there. And then I'm going to put my 5 stamped pieces. I know there's 5. Here is the other one. I'm going to just close those up and put them in my envelope so they will be a nice little surprise for my downline. And actually there's several that will be getting this card. And so that goes right there. And you know what? I should show you this. This is something else I've done in the past. It also fits a Stampin' Up! Gift certificate just perfectly. So sometimes my customers will ask me, and of course they pay me, to come up with a card when they're giving a gift certificate, and sometimes I like to do it like this. So that's kind of a fun thing to do too, if you didn't know that. So back to putting this in here. And now all we have to do is finish up the front of the card, and we are going to put this in. And I would do this right now, except I see that I forgot to do one additional thing. I forgot to cut an apothecary framelit piece in the brown. So I'm going to do that later, because I know you know how to do that. So you just run that through with the early espresso. And then I just layer that piece so that it gives it some dimension down through the bottom. So that's how I'll finish off the inside of this card. But I think you've got the general idea of how to put together a kind of a neat card that you don't see every day, and that I think will be appreciated. Have a wonderful day, and thanks so much for stopping by Stamping to Share. Bye-bye.